on the ways that I'm gonna make the lives in here now. Um, I finished work already, so I'm going home now. That's why I'm making this short live, just to see some difference between when I make live on a vertical way or horizontal way. And so far, all the time I'm putting the phone on the horizontal. There is no horizontal orientation. There is no engagement. There is no one coming to the live. I can see absolutely nothing happening there until I start putting it on the vertical way. Then I have more engagement. I have more people connecting with the channel. I have more people subscribing to the channel. So I'm gonna try and see what is the difference between one way or the other way to make the lives. Okay, so we're starting another good week. I will be traveling to Southampton the coming weekend. There is a capoeira event happening in there, and I'll be, I don't know what I'm going to be doing there. Probably it's going to be one of the easiest event ever because there is nothing saying I have to be there to give the classes or not give the classes. I just need to be there. And then if the class will happen, it will happen. If not, we'll be training all over the place. Me train with other teachers. Not necessarily. I will be leading any class in there, what I mean. Okay? So, as I say, let's see what we're gonna get engagement here. Within 5 minutes, how many people will come to this live? Because when I was doing it before on the horizontal way, no one came. Okay, absolutely no one came to the live. So I'm just trying to different ways to see what is the balance, which way is easier to do the horizontal lives or vertical orientation lives, just to see how people will engage with it or how it will be easier for people to follow me on that one. Okay, so I hope you are all well. I hope you are all starting another great week. Monday, beautiful day. It seems like a very strange day in the morning when I woke up. It was very cloudy, but now it's getting a way better and sunny, and it seems like we're gonna have about 25 degrees at least on the area where I am right now. So I invite you to do a little exercise with me today. And of course, I know some people, they will come and they will mention what has happened to my hair. Yes, I had a haircut. So for a lot of people, it's quite hard to see me here without my crazy hair. But it's all part of the game, guys. Okay? So I hope you are all well. And for those who have some back problems, like myself sometimes, the best thing to do is to go to natural anti-inflammatory. Ginger, turmeric, black pepper, avocado seed, make a nice mixture with lemon. Everything works, everything helps, okay? So even though when you are get like age, when you are aging, let's put it that way, you're still gonna be able to do movements that people half of your age they won't be able to do. But every day is a very nice and smooth way of practicing the stretching and the exercise. But every day you need to do something. Every day you need to make sure your body is moving. Okay? Now, don't worry if people laugh about you for what you are doing, the way you are training. You have nothing to prove to no one. It's just for your well-being. That's why you train. It's just to feel good. It's just to avoid injuries, which will come with the age. No, I don't know about you guys, but I know about myself. Age is something very tricky. Okay? So all this exercise, what we make, they are simple and they may seem stupid, but they will avoid you having fractures and injuries during the day. Okay? If you just go and you trip, by just tripping on the floor or sleeping, you can pull a muscle. I remember that by my own experience. So all of these movements, what you do nice and slowly, they will help the muscles to get warm, to get stretched. Okay, you may feel some pain if you sleep, but it's not going to be as bad as not doing any other exercise. Okay, relax, back. Okay. Don't try to not force as you started it. Just go nice and slowly. Then don't try to go hunchback, but try to keep your back straight as you are going down. It all helps. Just keeping the back in a straight position and bending nice and slowly. Not forcing, but just letting the body go with the breathing. Like a gorilla position, like everything's on your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. You don't have to force too much your body. You just need to make sure you relax the body while you are doing the exercise and the breathing. Okay? Another one, just the foot. You know, good for the hip rotation and for the knees. You just lift the leg nice and slowly. Look. Don't have to do for too long, just to keep the little balance in there. You lose the balance, change legs, and then you're just gonna keep adding movements into it. So what you can do now, as you are just rolling, bring your foot to your hand. Keep your hand low, don't have to keep too high just yet. Stretch your arm, just move your hand on the side, and the sole of your foot can touch your hand. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. As you start loosening up your hip a little bit, you can lift your legs a bit higher. Okay, and then you can do a bit faster. Make sure all the time you are doing this exercise, you can do like a little walk forward and backwards, keep just moving nice and slowly. No rush at all. Okay, then you can start inverting the hands from the kicks. So, left to right, right and left. Nice and look, slowly. You can start low. Breathing, breathe in, breathe out. And then you can start going a bit high with your hands, lifting the foot a bit more, spinning up, and doing a little jump. Few movements, stop, back to breathing. And in the between, leave your like and subscribe to the channel, make a comment, or just tell me to stop it, or you are free to say whatever you want in this channel here. Right, as we did the first exercise for the hip, so we're just gonna do the first movement of the capoeira. And this is what we do. That's our footstep in capoeira. This is what we practice for each of the exercise or the kicks, what we're going to do. Okay? It's like a walking step. As you walk, the legs go forward, the hand goes back. This is a walk position. So is the Jingga. So each time your leg goes on the back, hand goes on the front. Okay? Now you just need a big step backwards, and then the front knee, you keep it flat you keep your foot flat on the floor, and you keep your front knee slightly bent. Okay, don't keep it straight, slightly bent. You can straighten the back leg, and then you can step, not only front and back. Open it nice and slowly, a couple of feet, as we're doing the movement, and then you can bring a leg backward and forward, and back and forth. And this movement with your leg is what's gonna give you the balance for the dance of the capoeira. Okay? Now, the back foot, you're not gonna put your feet flat on the floor, but you're gonna go with your toes over there, because this is where you're gonna take the impulse for the movement as you are going forth, that's where the foot will go. That's where the movement is increasing as you push from one side to the other. So you open it, let's say 2 feet. 1 and back. Now, try to not cross your leg at first, so you start gaining a little bit more balance as you are changing your Jingga. So keep it like in a triangle shape. You can draw a little triangle or the letter T on the floor and stepping at the edge of the letter, and you forward and backward. Okay, remember, front foot flat on the floor, the back foot just the ball of the foot, the toes on the floor. Okay, because that's where you're gonna hold it and move to the attack. That's why we're gonna push you forward as you need to make an attack. So we're just gonna be moving the Jingga a few times. Don't worry about the arms yet. Worry about this balance. Now, as you are making the movement of the Jingga, try to not go too crazy or too fast. You don't need it. You just need to make sure you are under control of the body. The speed will come with time. It's just how much you can move forward and back and control the body as you are going for the Jingga. Control is the most important part, okay? Now, as the walking step, as I said, once the leg goes on the back, the arms goes on the front. Okay, so you can just start moving the arms forward. Leg on the back, arms on the front. Leg on the back, arms on the front. Just this little change for the time being with the exercise, okay? Now, I see a lot of people doing different things with the arms when they are doing the Jingga. Mainly, I see people doing this with the hand, right in front of the face here, keeping the Jingga here. I see people doing these movements all the time, okay? I'm not saying it's wrong. For me, it's even better, because if you have your hands right in front of your eyes, you can't see me properly. Or you can't see my foot, or you can't see my hands. So what you can see. Chongnon, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming along. Please leave your like in that if you like it, or just say I don't like it, or anything is fine. So what I do, what I like when I'm doing my Jingga, hands, they will be in different ways according to what I need it to be. So for example, I'm not going to be here on the Jingga because I can't see your body in full. I can't see your hands, or I can't see your feet, and I'm covering my eyes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna drop it a little bit so I can see the body right in front of me. My fingers will not gonna be straight, because if I get hit in there, it's gonna be a massive shite happen to my finger. So I'm just gonna close it a little bit, but not closing my hand too stiff. I'm just gonna let it loose. Why? Because that's where the speed will increase if I have to do the movement. So hands. So I'm gonna be up here. As I change my legs, I'm just gonna cross and doing the same again with the movement. So I need to see who and what is in front of me. Now, the hands, as I change it, I can change it in different ways. Also, I can keep my hands up here as I'm changing the Jingga, right on top of my head, so I still can see everyone the way I need to see it. Okay, so you can choose which way you want to practice your Jingga. My advice, keep changing, keep practicing all different ways to see how the body will react to the movements. But this is the base for the capoeira. Keep changing, look, passing the arms on the front. Now, when people ask you, what is this movement? They are all base for blocks and for the attacks. It just depends on what you want to use that for. Okay? But as a beginner, just let the body go nice and slowly, moving to side, breathing. Okay? This is what I do for my capoeira. Some people will say this is wrong, some people will say it is right, some people... what's that? Les Major Astúcia sur YouTube. How you doing? People can say whatever they want. People can just bring to you whatever shape of defense what they want. When I see people saying this is the right way, if you are not doing it this way, the Jingga is wrong. Well, It depends what you want. If you want to play capoeira with somebody else in the roda, or if you want really to your capoeira to be effective as you are moving. I don't care what people think about my style. I don't care if people like what I do or not. As long as I feel safe doing what I'm doing, I'm fine by it. Having my hand, my body has in this position, it opens for a lot of movement what I can use from the hand, okay? Using my arms or hands or elbows or everything what I need, and I still can bring people to me. Capoeira is not a fight to attack someone. Capoeira is a fight to protect yourself. It's a self-protection thing. But when you protect yourself, you need to protect yourself regardless how or who is attacking you. The ways of protecting yourself must be brutal. So if people attack you with some force, you always gonna need to protect yourself with twice of that force which has been brought to you. I'm not saying you're gonna succeed in every fight you're gonna go. What I'm saying is have your body prepared for every moment and train yourself for every sort of situations. Okay, some people were saying to me back on the days, well, capoeira is not much efficient if you are on the street. And I can say, well, it's up to you to believe or not if capoeira will be efficient on a street fight. I was raised in a street fight. I was raised on the street. I was fighting on the street my youth. And people from my city, they know what I'm talking about. People who were hanging out with me, they knew the place I was going to. They knew the environment we lived in. And I can say I have survived through situations when a lot of friends of mine, they didn't. I'm not saying I'm the best, but what I'm saying is I'm still alive. I'm still alive. If I have to take in consideration the environment that I grew up and some of my friends, okay? So the techniques, what I use and what I train, I'm not saying they are good for everybody. I'm not saying they will work for everyone. They work for me. They are good for me. They are effective for myself when I am training it, when I am using my skills. I know what I am doing. Okay, now, I cannot say anything about others. I can't even say about my students. I have students training with me for the past 18 years in England. They come from all different types of martial arts. I don't know if one day they will know what to do if a situation comes that they need to protect themselves. But I'm teaching them what they can use. I'm teaching them what they can do. And I have students for a lot of different types of martial arts. Okay, I'm not saying which one is the best martial art. I'm not saying which one would be more efficient. It's all depends on you. You are the person training. You are the one who needs to dedicate yourself regardless of what you are doing. What I say is it's a different thing between fighting on the street and fighting on the ring, on the cage for competitions. So I don't fight for competitions. I'm too old for that, and I don't train people for competitions. I train people for protection. So I train bouncers, I train people who used to do bodyguarding. I used to do bodyguarding at some point in my life back on the days. This is the kind of training what we do. We train with how to protect ourselves and run away. Okay, don't think I'm gonna be there fighting 5 people and I'm gonna drop everyone on the floor. If I'm lucky, maybe. But what I'm saying is, if you have 3 or 4 people fighting against you, what you gonna do? If you have the chance to hit one person and that person wants to fall, run. But run to the right side, okay? Don't run to the wrong ways or the wrong side. But all the time when you are running, you are already making your strategy. If someone gets too close to you, how can you attack that person as fast as you can and carry on the running mode? It's not about being there and be a hero. There is no heroes in the fight. Okay, so as I say, what I do in capoeira or what I do on my training, they are good for me. The way I move, how I attack, how I proceed, how I get close or far from people is just what I do, and they work for me. Okay, so once again, back to the Jingga as we were showing. So we did a few exercises for the hip. So the first kick what we're gonna do is it's just a front kick. Well, we can call it ponteira. Okay? What's ponteira? It's just a kick when you lift the leg, give the kick, and you bring it back. It's not the kick where you go and push. This is benção. We worry about ponteira. It's 1, 2, and back. That's what you need. Just quick and run. Now, how this kick will be effective? When you start thinking about Hollywood movies, when you stop thinking about what you see in the fights on TV, when you need to kick someone on the jaw to knock them out. No. On the street, you don't need much. That's what you need. As fast as you can. And as strong as you can. Like, why? You just need to get to the shin. Any part here, it will hurt when you get, the first reaction is body goes down. That's the first reaction when you get kicked in there. Now, if you manage to kick right below the knee, in that little bone in there, that will hurt hell. That will. And that's a chance what you have, because it's just one and make your way out, disappear, run. But this is nothing like, oh, I need to kick people in the jaw, I need to kick people in the ribs. You don't need to. You just need to kick people on the way, which will make difficult for them to run after you. And if they run after you, they're going to be like putting their hand where it's hurting. So it's the chance and the time you have to run away. So let's practice that kick nice and slowly. Now, we're going to kick it low, medium, high, and side. Okay? You can choose where you want your foot to be. That's when you become unpredictable on your own kicks and movements. Okay? So let's go back again to the Jingga. And from the Jingga, we're going to be throwing some of these kicks. Now, please, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you didn't leave your like, you can leave your like in there. Give us a chance to grow this channel a little bit. Okay? Blaze, I'm going to try this kick on my brother. Please, Blaze, don't do that. It will hurt a lot. Don't. That's my best advice. Don't. Okay, so as we are here on the parallel, we can start pushing back. Jingga. And the more you put balance on your body, like this dance beat, the easier it will be to move away from situations or to attack. So have your body prepared for everything. Okay? Jingga. We start from the back, so bring the back leg and change Jingga, change directions. Don't practice the kick on the same place all the time. Your body becomes too limited to it. Keep it changing. Where you're kicking, directions, height, power. Okay, change your kicking all the way, so get prepared to kick whatever you need to. Okay? And remember, breathing. Okay? Each time you're going to throw your kick, just to see if that will work better for you. Breathe out when you do the kick. So breathe in as you prepare, and breathe out. Okay. Hey, Jay. Fuck the kicks, how much for the potatoes, homie? They are not potatoes, homie. They are coal. I'm a coal man. I deliver coal. Okay? Now, once you have the first kick and you can have the balance of the body to do the kick. Hey guys, please leave your like in there. You're just watching it, a bunch of motherfuckers. Why you don't put a like in there to help the motherfucker here to grow this bloody channel and to YouTube to spread this video to other people as well. Come on, boys. Madness, Paul Duck. Madness is the word, Paul. Here is just madness. There's no other word to describe the little fellow here. Buenos dias, morning, ¿cómo estás? Espero que esté bien. Now, once we're doing the kick in all different directions and all the heights and kicking everywhere, it's time to learn how to do the kick, keeping the balance of the body. Hey, homie, how you keeping? How you gonna keep the balance of the body when you need to kick more than one person at the same time? This is the hard part of it. And then people say, well, how about if two people come right in front of you? What you gonna do? You can. You just need to make sure you need to kick on the right place all the time. So we're just gonna practice that. The good vibes from you, good vibes to all of you guys. All blessing to all of you. And if you leave a like in there, bless it in double, triple, quadruple. Okay, so we're gonna do the same now. We're gonna kick 3 times with each leg as we keep moving along. How is Steve? How Callum? How you doing? 3D23? How you guys doing? So we're gonna do the same kick. Now, 1, 2, 3. You're still using the Jingga, still using the balance as you can move around. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Now, the speed, on my opinion, I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I believe speed only matters when your technique is good. You can be as fast as you want. That's what you're doing to people. The technique must be precise, so when you hit, it's gonna be only one. What martial art is this? This is capoeira, Jim. Capoeira. Are you a kickboxer? No. I practice capoeira and I teach capoeira and I practice capoeira and eskrima. So that's my arts. But I'm a eskrima student and I'm a capoeira teacher. Okay? So remember, the position of the body, how you're twisting, how you manage all of these movements. When the people look at you, they are preparations for the kick. So you can kick either back or front leg. It just depends on the circumstances of what you are using for it, okay? Oh, I know. People keep talking about my haircut because my hair last week was that beautiful and big, the big afro, which I had to cut down because of I didn't recognize. Not surprised you didn't recognize me, boy. Have you ever tried any martial arts such as grappling or wrestling? I have, Jim, I did, but that was back when I was young, maybe in my 20s. I was doing judo. I tried a bit of Japanese jiu-jitsu back on the days. Judo I trained for maybe 5-6 years. And I trained a few other different types of martial arts. Going with the time, I've tried Muay Thai, I've tried karate, I've tried Kung Fu, you know. But these were arts were what I was training through the years. When I was already kind of an adult, but capoeira has been something what I'm doing since I was a child. So all my base and the kicks, what I use and I train is from the capoeira. Os bom dia, Teta. Bom dia, Magnato. Como é que você tá, malandragem? Tudo na paz? Estamos aqui. Right. Okay, respect, brother. Keep the good work. Oh, thanks very much, Jin. Right, guys. So with the same kick, we go again. Now, kick on the side. 1 and 2. So basically, we kick on the front, knees, and groin. Because if someone comes right from the back, what can you do? Nothing. People gonna come from on your back, they're gonna grab you, they're gonna stab you, they're gonna kick you, they're gonna punch you. If you only worry about people who are right in front of you, this is a fight for competition because it's 1-to-1 fighting. Now, when you are fighting one person, and straight away somebody else is right behind you, what you gonna do? We are not superheroes, okay? We cannot fight more than 6-7 people at the same time, but one thing is when you kick someone and then you can kick somebody else, you're gonna have a third person come to you. So basically what I'm saying is we're not prepared to fight more than 1 people at the same time and pretend we're gonna win that fight. What we need to do is make sure the first one that you hit will be out of actions. So what we're gonna do, knees, groin, kick straight away. Okay, that's one chance what you have. So kicking people in the chin and having that pain on the leg is just one chance what you have. One, two, and go. Okay? By kicking there, they're gonna feel the pain, the head will come down. It's just enough time for you to run. But after run, one, two. Going with the hand, point to the elbow, whatever cuts first. And disappear. Because somebody else is gonna be running after you, and then you need to then you're gonna need to run fast. So back to the Jingga, back to the kick. Kick, ponteira, change, ponteira, back to the Jingga. Kick, 1, 2, back to the Jingga. 1, 2. See how the body will manipulate the turning, where you can be, where you're gonna go. Now, have your body prepared for the attack. How many fights have you won? Oh boy. Whoa. Back on my time when I was fighting, we're talking about over 25 years ago. Remember guys, I'm in my 40s, I'm not a young child anymore. Okay, back on the days, we had more street fights than proper fights. So it was never a fight one-to-one. Okay, it was situations back in Brazil on the in the end of the 90s or beginning of 2000. I had one fight when I got disqualified when I was 20 and I was never able to fight again. Okay, because of a situation we had on the fight. On the time it was something called Vale Tudo. Translating that, it was everything is permitted, everything is allowed. So it means if you fall on the floor, people are coming kicking you on the floor. So you really had to move back and stand up and carry on. The grappling, it was never our good spot. Why? Because we are fighting on the streets all the time, okay? And back on the days, people were not using so much guns as they were using now. Of course, it was guns back then, but people were using a lot of knives, okay? So you go out on the street and you were in the nightclub. When you go in the nightclub, people were checking on you, the bouncers were checking if you were carrying any kind of weapons or not. Some of those people, they were friends of the bouncers, so they just could walk through. And some of those people, they were carrying blades with them. So that's the most of the fights what I had, it was on the street. It was not on the ring. But I'll share this one with you. Back in the days, as I said, when this fight called Vale Tudo was quite popular, and a lot of people, they were training for those kind of fights and to make those kind of money. I went once. And I got furious when the guy kicked me in the balls. I got absolutely furious. I disqualified never. No, I was not. Well, as I say, everything was allowed on those days in the fight, including head bow. Okay, so this was a kind of thing what we were doing. So when I got the hit, the second thing, I was training a lot and I was training as a crazy when I was a young boy. So one of my strongest attack was the head bow. Okay, because on the street I was just like attack and go and disappear. So I was training my head and hitting my head against hard surfaces back on the days, you know. So my head was well prepared. So I saw the kick coming a few times. On the third time I saw the kick coming, I just went straight into the leg when I saw the kick. So basically, I broke his chin, and I, maybe for 7 months, I almost broke my spine, my cervical spine, because of the contact, the heat, the impact. So I had to use like a support on my neck, maybe for over 7 months. I had to use the support, and it took me another good years to get all the movements back on the head. But I never stopped training that. But because I was using this head all the time, I got disqualified because they said, well, that's too extreme use of force, so should not be allowed in these competitions anymore. But as I said, that was back on the days. Of course, in these days, it's not allowed to do such of a thing. But back then, yeah, you could just go and punch people in the eye, so you just could be finger in the eyes, you could knee people on the face. That was the kind of fight. But I didn't have many fights like that. As I say, most of the fights, they were on the street. So on the street, whenever someone comes to you, and the worst thing is, if you're fighting on the street and you try to grab someone and take them down to the floor with you. Why? Because that person is never alone. Even though the friends are not with them, there's going to be all the time someone around who will try to stop that fight. And what they have to do, sometimes they just come and kick you. They don't even know who you are. But if they sometimes they want to split the fight, they will come and they will kick you, and that will hurt. So that's why I never went much crazy into the grappling or taking downs. That's why I was always more into the punch, kicks, elbows, head, knees, and then blades. That's why I left to learn esgrima. That's why I am learning esgrima at this point, because I still have some of my knowledge from blades, but they are quite limited. So I need someone to teach me some more of it. You were disqualified for further. It looks like a day to remember, man. It's very beautiful. Friends, God bless you as well. She844. Thanks for coming along, guys. Please leave your like in the video, subscribe to the channel if you like. Please help us to grow. So yeah, as I said, most of the movements done. This was the ponteira, okay? The fastest attack you can give on a self-defense, the fastest ever, because you don't have to kick high. Just kick the shin, kick the knees, kick the groin, kick the balls, kick the face, kick whatever you want. But is this what it matters? Is the preparation, is the flexibility, is the control, is the balance. This is what you need to train the most, not the efficiency of the kick itself. Okay? Now let's go for the second kick. That's a kick what we call martello. Hello, Ian. So what is martello? Martello is just a side kick. And as I say, I'm not here to tell you how to kick or which is the right way to use that kick or how can you kick better. I'm just showing you the way I do it and it works for me. Okay? So we're going to start nice and slowly, just here with the balance of the body. So for some of you who already know the kick, you'll be familiar with it. You may just find it's a little bit strange the way I'm making it. But I'm just showing the same kick in different ways, in different versions. Mostly for those who do not practice any sports. So that's a way they can kind of start practicing that kick. So first is the balance. Okay, which is lifting the leg, spinning, and kick. So this exercise, what we do, is also for the hip rotation, for the mobility of the hip. Why? It's not a kick which is gonna harm anyone, but it's twisting quite a lot, stretching quite a lot the muscles in there. Okay, just with the balance. This is what we need to understand. It's not all the time power in the kick. Power and speed, they only will apply when the technique is good, when everything else is there on point. Then you can kick and attack someone, and even though if they stop you're still going to be able to come to a defense position. One of the things I always say to people is be very careful who you're gonna kick, because if the person is showing too much elbows right in front of you, they will use it against you. I'm telling you straight away. So if someone's coming with some stupid kicks towards, don't think I'm gonna run away. The first thing what I'm gonna do is to move forth, and what I want is your shin to meet my elbow. So be careful when you kick someone, so the person won't be there. You're gonna fuck the arm, you're gonna break the arm, but they're gonna fuck up with your leg, trust me. Now we're starting with the kick from the back. How are we gonna use that from the back? The front foot, we need to spin on the side. So that will indicate where your body will go. So if you are moving with the kick and you spin backwards and your foot's pointing back, you are going backwards. If you are kicking and your foot's pointing to the side, you are going to the side. So remember, your body will go where your foot is pointing to. Okay? Security first. Don't try to kick anyone here. Look, there's no power. And I see people keeping the foot there or going on the toes to get more power. Sometimes you can have a bit more power doing it, but you are in a vulnerable position because if people get out, they just need to, they don't need to do much. It's like, and you are off balance. So remember, posture. So first, spin and bring the leg up. Don't throw the kick. Just remember the spin. It's good for the hip. And as I said before, the foot on the back is not flat on the floor. It's keeping here on the ball of the foot. That's where you're gonna get the motion on the going for the kick. Yeah? As we move. Now, position of the leg. As we move with the movement, balance. That's what is important. What you can see. If you are lifting your leg and someone is attacking you from the other side, how can you actually stop and block and attack someone again? Balance. So we're not worried about anything else but balance and posture here. Okay, exercise. Don't tell me you can master a kick if you cannot master your own body, if you cannot control your own body. Doesn't matter how strong your kick will be. If a person knows how to block it and you don't have balance, you are fucked. Okay, look. Balance. Different ways of making the same kick. Super Slab, how are you doing? What is the actual shit? Nobody knows, buddy, because this is the craziest shit you're gonna ever see, the crazy madness channel ever. So, once you go for the full kick, people say you need to start with the low kick. I agree, but what is the low kick? People always gonna go to your thighs for the low kick. They're always gonna aim your thighs. What am I gonna aim if I'm going for a low kick? Achilles tendon. That's what I want. I want your Achilles tendon. That's what I want. I don't care about what other people will do. I care how my low kick will affect you, how my low kick will harm you. That's what I want. That's what I'm aiming for. Second, thighs. Back. Remember, balance, concentration. Breathe out as you kick. And then start lift the ribs. The head. This is the first way you can use for the kick. Now, remember, not every single person is the same. Can you show us a jump spinny one? I can, Blaze, yeah? If you give me 1 second. Okay. So, it depends what you want to do, what the harm you want to do to the person. If you just want to attack the muscle, or if you want to go and break the bone. What impact you want to make to it. How far you want to go with the kick. Where you want the kick to be. Because one thing is kicking and bringing. Second thing is how you kick it over, because you literally want to take someone down. You literally want to make some harm into the person in there. So it depends what you want to do. But all the time, how you're controlling the emotions on the kick. Where is the kick going? How is your body? Where can you be? How can you get close to someone? Okay? Rarely you're gonna see me with the hand over my head up here. But as I say, this is by my own experience. Why? Because I have experienced before and I have done that to people. When the people, they keep the hand too much too close to the head, you don't need to do much. You don't attack the face. What you attack the block. I have knocked people out before, and I've been knocked out just by a stupid mistake of lifting the arm and keep it in there and someone just hitting my hand. I knocked myself out. Going for the hand, not for Just for the hand. Impose the force with your elbow. Someone's protecting here too much. Go to the hand. Don't aim the face. Aim the hand. The hand will drop. The hand will. So keep it a bit far from your face. Even though you're protecting there, try not to keep your hand in front of your face like I see a lot of people doing it here. Try to keep it a bit far or sideways to not go right in there. Okay? How you doing and how you keeping? Another thing is, it's not about, well, I want to knock you out. Why? I don't understand why people think about knocking people out all the time. I really don't get it. Of course, if you are in a fight, if you're in a ring, you need, because you need to score points. So you knock someone out, you are the winner. Knock someone out is not much what I want to do on my fights, on my attacks. I want to inflict pain. I want to make sure people will be in massive pain. You got... Oh, I did. I got knocked out from my own hands once. God almighty, that was so stupid. That's from my Eskrima teacher. Really did. I don't even ask. Another time it was from my capoeira teacher back in Brazil. When I was doing the Jingga, I was just doing what I was saying to you in the beginning. Putting my hands right in front of my face. The only thing he did is just push my hand. And I lost it. I lost. The next thing I remember, I was just looking. What's going on the floor. So, yeah. Let's see that spin kick. A spinning kick. You can do a spinning kick. It's easy. It's just you're spinning the body and kicking in a different modes and ways. Okay. Oh. And I lost my ear thing. Oh, simple kick. Capoeira, that's a joke. Depends what is a joke, buddy. Being knock me out, yeah, I knock out myself. Slave dancing, yeah. But it's not a joke. Oh, Leon, let it be. Whenever people say to you, capoeira or any martial art is a joke, take that as a compliment, guys. Really, seriously. Why? The less people know about what you can do, the easier it works for you on the sense when you have to protect yourself. People, they mistakes martial arts with fight, okay? There's nothing what you can do to change people's minds. Now, some people will believe martial arts is a way of life, bollocks. It's all bollocks. Martial arts is the art of the war, is the art of the fight. Now, do not show people what you're able to do, ever. Don't. What you show people is, first, what they want to see. Second, what will encourage them to start learning what you have to teach. Third, is more about controlling than acting martial arts. Is how much can you control yourself and control your impulse than how you can close your fist and go for a proper fight. Okay? Because the fight is the easiest part of it. To fight someone is the easiest part of the martial art. Because you don't have to know any technique. You don't have to be good in anything. You just go for a fight. You just punch, you kick, you find something on the floor, you throw at people. This is irrelevant. Martial arts base. How much can you take? How much can you give? Because a lot of people, they will say to me, right, I want to challenge you for a fight. And straight away, I will say, no, absolutely not. I don't go for fights for joke, never. Because you never know what is going to be the consequence of a fighting before the fight ends. Okay. Now, it's easy to punch someone, to elbow someone, to kneel someone. Now, if you are in a situation when someone is really coming to you, will be able to stick a finger inside a thumb, inside somebody's eye, and pull the eyes out. Or sometimes grab people from right on the neck and twist it and pull until you see the eyes turning into white and these people gasping for the air. It's not simple when you fight someone and straight away you want to point into somewhere on the person when you're gonna break the bone and you're gonna see the person excruciating in pain because there are broken bones, there are internal bleeding, and they can't breathe. They cannot do anything apart of gasping for air. This is what matters. When you go for a fight, you're not looking for glorious. If you look for glorious in a fight, you go to the ring. If you need to protect yourself, you need to protect yourself on the terms when that person is not standing up again. For the fight, so it's a self-protection when you need to protect yourself. Now, when you show some techniques, like for here, right now, as I'm saying, look, you can kick here, or you can kick on the side, you can kick on the other way, you can turn into the legs. All of these movements is how much you can keep a good balance and health. Okay, on a actual fight, I just need that with me, my car keys, and this is what I'm gonna use in an actual fight, and I'm gonna make sure you're gonna have that in you, not from the place where some of you are believing, but when you need to act on a protection is different than a simple fight. Okay, let's see what people are talking about my hair now. Here we go. You will not knock out for your own hands as I did. Being stupid, boy, trust me. We all go into that circumstances. Team Spar official black flip, never again, buddy. Last time I did a black flip was over 15 years ago. Over 15 years ago. It's been so long time, Leon. Capoeira is not a joke, saying it means you don't even know what you are talking about. And also, it didn't even spell it right. He's smooth with it. Oh, very smooth, boy. No drama. The allegedly martial art. Well, Indian land diamond meaning. God almighty, it must be a child talking like this. With that nickname, must be a child, so I'm not even bothered. Or if it's an adult person, it must be a very immature person. Anyway, I just don't like when people disrespect martial arts and they don't know absolutely nothing about it. That's it, Leon. If they don't know anything about it, don't even bother. Fighting is definitely not the easiest part. Blaze. No, not fighting is not the easiest part. Not the fight is not the easiest part. No, what I mean, the kicks and the movements, they are the easiest part. Okay, the movements, they are simple. They are easy to make. The fight itself is not. Okay, because it's the moment when you're gonna hit, you're gonna kick, you're gonna kill, you're gonna get killed. This is the terms for the fight. So I don't see myself like being there with someone. And then at some point, I miss something and I get punched. That punch may just knock me out, knock me down, or it may get by any chance in a different point when it's gonna be a game over. That's why I don't go much into the fights. I don't like the fights because I know it will have to end in a very bad way, from my point of view. Oh no, fight, what the fight, fight is a spy. Oops. You are going to get someone hurt listening to you. Hopefully, Indian, hopefully I'm gonna get someone listening to me. But look at the point, it was at some point here, maybe 100 people listening to me, and only you are complaining about it. So why don't you come to my gym and you can teach me how to fight? Or why don't you make some lives there and teach people how to not get hurt? Because what I do definitely is what I teach in my school. It is to harm people. It is to hurt people. It's not for fun. I don't do martial arts for fun. I don't train martial arts for fun. But definitely, if you are in a circumstance, on a situation when you have to protect yourself, there is no rules. When you are on the time when you really need to apply what you know, there will be consequences, no rules in the end. Now, as I say, people can say whatever they want. Now, circumstances will bring you to different points of view. Um, what I've done for my life and what I've been trained, I put in practice on the street. And I'm not ashamed to say I've been cut before, I've been stabbed before, I've been shot before, I've been in situations where it was bad to be there, but I'm still alive. um, Uncle tried to run it up off the cup, get him bigger house. Bro, you have no idea what you are talking about. This guy is legend and I'm an actual fighter, so just bunch of kids that don't know what they are talking about. That's it, Liam. Most of the times, people they will mistake a fight with going to the gym or going to practice something. Because you can see, when you are a fighter and you go for a fight and you understand what's happening there, is one thing. Another thing is a person who sits in front of the TV or in front of the computer and they watch what's happening there because they are the professional fighters, because they are the one judging you. But they never got punched in their lives. They never saw anyone coming to attack them. But they have their rights to come to you and say, well, you're gonna get someone hurt if you act like this, or if you do things like this, or if you teach da 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 da. But what do? They only can say things like these commenters about football I see in Brazil all the time. And until a footballer shut the guy's mouth because the guy was saying well, everything about football in the interview, and the guy said, well, you are a player, you should not be here talking about football. You are not a commenter. And the football player, and who are you to talk about football? You never kicked a ball in your life. You don't even know what a goalkeeper does. You don't know. You just see what they do. Why don't you go there? Why don't you put yourself on the training? Why don't you bleed? Why don't you tear your muscles? Why don't you break your bones? Learning how to do it, and then you can start talking about it. But some people, they will just be behind the screen, maybe taking some cup of milk and watch what other people are doing. Lee, and unfortunately, that's what we get sometimes. Once you head, place where your gym located. My gym. I have few schools. In York, I have two schools in York. I have one in Warrington, Manchester, but they are run by some of my students. So some of the students who've been trained with me for many years, some of them they train other martial arts as well. I teach in Leeds, in the neighborhood is Chapeltown, where I teach, in a place called MK Gym in Mexborough Grove, Chapeltown, Leeds. That's where my main school is. So I'm there every Wednesday. That's why I do lives Wednesday evenings. And on Saturday mornings, I teach kids. But one of my students also, she teaches there. So I'm more like giving support until the class goes on. And I do private training, but that is one-to-one. And that's the type of training that I don't really make videos and I don't show people, because that's where we go more in details into the techniques and how it can be applied in different circumstances. But yeah, for a normal class, Leeds, every Wednesday, that's where my gym is. People always take kindness for weakness. They do. AMI. They do, but you cannot judge people like this. Because sometimes I like when people believe I am weak, and I'll make sure they will believe I am weak. Because that's the best thing what you can do. You avoid a lot of trouble when you play weak, or when you are too kind to people. You just like, sometimes I say to people, don't be afraid of those people who come to you like, You can see the face, you can see the intention, you can see the body um, language. So don't be afraid of those people. You must be afraid of those people. Hey, how you doing? How is life? How is everything? How is beautiful being alive? Good vibes. Da, da, da. These are the type of people you should be aware of, because you never know what they are capable to do, or if they will attack you, or if they are planning something against you. It's really dangerous when these smiling people come along around you, because you never know what they're going to be able to do. But when the person's coming, like, you know the trouble is coming. Or when you walk around and you see people like, you know they are looking for trouble, but you never know what the intention of the person is. Hey, how you doing? And they walk away, and that's it, game over. A lot of people don't know how to react in every situation. But so thanks, Joe. Joe, remember, the best thing, the best advice will always be here. This. Why? Run forever. Run. And when you are running, if you have the chance, your car key is there, run, get the car key. Open the car key. Because if someone is coming, grab you, turn around, and stick it. Run. Have your legs prepared and trained to run as fast as you can. You got incredible device, of course, going to the little kids. Yeah, don't worry about these people, Leon. You're gonna find people like this all over the place. Manchester, yes, Manchester. Joe, it's not me teaching Manchester, but it's one of my students teaching there. He's a guy who trained for maybe 10, 15 years with different teachers, different arts as well. And he joined my school last year. So at least once a month, I try to go to Manchester just to see how things are around there. So I tend to visit most of the schools around. This weekend, I'm going down south for a capoeira event in Southampton. So I'm going to be driving another 6 hours from York to Southampton with one of my masters for this capoeira event, which is going to be quite a good one. Just a long drive, I suppose. What's the gym you coach out mainly? MK Gym. So it's just one night a week. I just hired a place from. I'm teaching there for the past 13 years, so I'm a good friend with the guy who runs the gym. So I have this, anytime I want to use the gym, I just walk in and I just tell him, look, I'm gonna use the gym, and I do there. So I do some private lessons in there as well. How do I come to these lessons? Where are you, Joe? Whereabouts are you? Where do you live? I want to look and check it out. Blaze, no problem, Blaze. Whereabouts are you? But yeah, I can tell you where you. Yeah, well, maybe one day, Leah. One day I was, not anymore. The age has come to me now. So now it's more about enjoying the party, and then just have like a few drinks and talking to people around. Having my pint. Sometimes my walking stick, which I keep in the car, with a few sticks as well. And then just on the side in the middle of the night, like everybody else, is just drunk, just go home, But even though when you are drunk or walking, you need to make sure the movement will be there, like the drunken fist. Like the drunken fist. Boys, I think. Can you make me a UFC champion? I can't promise you that, buddy. I can promise you a lot of pain. I can promise you a lot of resistance on the body. I can promise you a lot of good techniques. But now, to make you an UFC champion, that will all depends on you, young sir. That all depends on you, Blaze. What I can promise to you is I can show you some techniques. I doubt they would be allowed to be used in the UFC though. Be the youngest of three brothers and always gets into fights. I need to start training. How old are you, Joe? Guys, if you go, and I'm not gonna leave my number over here, but if you go on the Instagram and look for Negoteta Capoeira, you're gonna find my page in there. And if you message me in there saying you are here, I can send you more details about classes. I can send you details about training, and then we can do some online practicing one-to-one if you guys want, or we can make some arrangements for a class somewhere. Okay, guys, so thank you very much, you all. I better go back home now. There's some jobs to do in the house, and thank you all for being part of this little madness explanations in this morning. So please, if you didn't leave your like, which a lot of you didn't put a like to this video yet, please do. Kill Billy, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for being along here. Please leave your likes in there, guys. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, or share the page, or just tell me, shut the fuck up, black guy, and get lost in me. Everything is allowed. So thank you very much for you all who passed by today, and I shall see you maybe later on for another more mad talking. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great day.